Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and welcome to Tuesday's Tips, Tricks, and Techniques. Today's going to be a technique that I didn't realize that there was so many people out there that didn't really know exactly how to use border punches. My daughter actually is one of those people. She came over the other day to help me cut some things for Made It Con, and we had to have some borders on something, and she just struggled with that. She had a really hard time. So we're going to go over border punching, showing you how to lay your paper in there, how to get things accurate, and hopefully this will help somebody out there. Okay, this is a Stamp It Up border punch that I have had for quite a few years. Actually, Melina was the one she used to sell Stamp It Up, and I got this from her. When I'm going to cut a border, I always start out with a piece of paper that's a lot longer than what I need. If you start out with a piece that's just the size that you're going to need, sometimes the ends might mess up a little bit and you're not going to have anything to cut off. So always have your paper just a little bit longer than what you actually need. Now, it's easier for me to hold my punch with the little punch part back here because I don't have real strong wrist, so it's easier for me to go down on it like that. But it doesn't matter how you hold your punch, just remember, put your paper in, and where this shows on the top of your border punch right there, where the end of that is where that is going to start cutting. So I don't mess with it too much and try to get it just perfect because, like I said, I always have my paper a little bit longer than what I need. But I just kind of put it in there, make sure that it's pulled all the way up against this guard that's back here. So I press it up against that guard and I punch. Okay, you see how I have that little bit extra right there. That's good. I want it that way. Now, when you slide this down, you can't slide it too far. You're going to have a skip in there. I always just slide it just a little ways, maybe an inch. You just line up, and I'm going to hold this up to the camera. You see how you're going to line up your little pieces there? Just line up your little scallops to the one that's showing on there. So when I move that down, I'm going to line those scallops up. You're not going to move it real far down. If you do, you're going to have a skip in your punch. So just move it down just a little, maybe an inch, something like that. And then hold it really close up against here. Don't worry about this side. This side, if that cuts off right there, this side's not going to pull up against it. Just make sure this is up against your guard. And then punch. Slide it down, and again I slide it just about an inch at a time, and I punch again. Just about an inch at a time, and I just make sure that those little scallops are lined up really well, where you can't see the ones that are underneath. That's when it's going to punch correctly. Okay, so there is your scallop punch. Now what I would do is cut off the piece that I needed, and I would be ready to go. So a lot of times I will just go ahead and do the whole piece of paper, and then I just cut off what I need, and I can cut, that way I can cut straight down in between these and have a full scallop on each end, and I don't have to have just that piece of one that it starts with right there. So that is how you do that. We're going to do one more. This is one of the Martha Stewart punches, the ones that fold out. Now when you're folding these out, be careful and don't put your finger back there because they will pinch you, believe me. They bite. Okay, I'm going to put this facing me, and then I'm going to slide this in and just kind of line it up, holding it back against that guard. Press it down. All right, you see it punched really pretty. Now I'm just going to slide this just a little ways until I can line it up on this design on the end right here. Make sure that this is all the way against my guard and punch. Again, I'm going to make sure this is up against my guard, and then I'm going to line this up on this end and then punch. One more time. I'm going to pull it back one. When you punch these a few times, you get the feel of how far you can slide that. Okay. Now when I don't have a piece back here to hold, I hold the end of my paper and hold my finger on that so that it stays in place, and then I punch it. And there you go. A sweet and easy punch. Okay, that is it for today's Tuesday's Tips, Tricks, and Techniques. I hope this helped somebody out there a little bit. Just make sure, number one, that you're keeping your paper up against your guard. That's what this little guard's for. And that you're always lining it up on this end with the pattern that's on the end of the punch. And you should have no problems. And remember to cut your paper just a little bit longer than what you need. If you need 6 inches, cut it at 6.5. And then start at the end and work your way down. Then you can cut it off. You may want to cut it off in between these little scallops right here, and if you do, you'll have the room to do that. If not, you may, if you cut it just the size, you may have a scallop on the end that's open like that, and that's not what we want. Okay, all right, we will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for watching our Tuesday's Tips, Tricks, and Techniques. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.